Hello, I'm back. So, thank you very much for liking my videos and commenting. I really appreciate. I just wanted to see that people like it, and that's why I'm making more videos. So, I appreciate. Thank you. So, today's topic is personal finances. So people ask the question in comments and in emails how much money we should have saved before coming back to India. So, before answering this question, I just want to make sure that I clarify this that I'm not a personal finance advisor and I have no knowledge of those things. I'm just giving you my perspective and what I have learned through this journey, and hopefully it helps you also. So, having said that, so the question I was getting is like, how much money should we have saved before coming back to India? So there are multiple parts to it. Basically, it's a personal finance. So personal finance is very personal. When I say that, this question is very subjective. It depends on what you want from the life, what kind of expenses you have, and where you want to, stay in future. That depends on all those things and the age of your kid and how badly you want to come back. What is your thought process on all those things? So I'll give you my example. So when I was coming back to India, my first goal was to clear all the debt. I want to repay all the debt, like home loans and everything, before coming back. Because of course, it's a little easier to pay back the home loans from America or any country you're living. You get the benefit of dollar versus Indian currency. So I did that before coming back. Another thing, I wanted to make sure that I have at least 1 to 2 years of expenses, family expenses saved with me. So if I come back and I have 1 to 2 years of expenses saved, so that I can come back without any worry and look for the job. But luckily in my case, I had a job when I came back. So my company was kind enough to give me the job transfer to India, and it worked out well with the help of all my managers and everything. So having said that, if you're coming back with the job, then you may have 1 year of expenses or less. If you have more than that, that's all good. Now, how did I calculate the expenses? Is like 1 year, like 1 month of expense, according to me, in the city like Bangalore, is 1 lakh. That's what I assumed after talking to people. So that's 12 lakh per year. Then 4 to 5 lakh extra for the education of kids. So that's like 12 plus 5 is 17 lakhs. So I was assuming that 20 lakhs per year would be good enough and spot saved, so that you can come back with that and then live comfortably. But the key thing is to finding a job when you're coming back. If you have a job and you have 1 year of expenses, that's good enough. But that's my personal view. Now, people have suggested me to have 1 crore in FD or whatsoever not. I think you can have those numbers if you stay longer and save enough. You can do that, but you need to see how much time you have versus how much money you want to save and those kind of things. So now the problem is this. I have seen many people, it's not right or wrong, but they invested in too many properties in India or in US. Now they always say, oh, I had to pay this debt before going back. But they continuously getting into this home loan things. Once it's done, they're getting into second one. They want to buy the third one. I was not in that game anyways. My whole intention was to come back and have 1 house or apartment I can live in without worrying, anywhere in any city, especially if possible the city I'm going to. So that was my goal. Now, if you want to come back and some people create the trap for themselves, like getting too many loans, buying too many houses, and then not able to pay that and say, I'll go back when I pay this much of amount or these many loans. So that's like creating a trap for yourself if you really want to come back. And if you don't want to come back, well and good, wherever you are, if you're happy there, nothing like it, right? That's the most amazing thing can happen with you if you like it where you are. That's amazing, right? Now, second is like people would have suggested you, like there are some people who wants to come back. They always say, I want to come back, but they say, I'll go back to my hometown and retire. Now, there's another challenge there. If you want to retire, how much money you need? A lot of financial advisors on the YouTube and whatnot, they're advising that you need to 25 times of your current expenses. So imagine your current expenses is 20 lakh, which is higher side, but if you're living in a city like Bangalore, I would assume 17, 18 lakh, whatever. So let's assume 20 lakhs. So 20 lakh times 20 times 25, which is like almost 5 crores, right? So can you save that much of money when you're living in America? You would, but how much time it may take for you? Like 15, 20 years? I don't know that. Depending on your income, I was nowhere close to it. So my whole intention was to come back. So first, your goal should be clear that you want to come back, right? So now you want to come back. You come back with a decent amount. Now that shouldn't be like, you cannot get everything. You cannot compare Indian salary versus American salary. You cannot do all those things. So that's one. Second, don't create a trap for yourself. Don't put a big number, which is unachievable. You cannot achieve it, right? Then you'll have regrets. Like anything we do in the life, if we target such a big number, we'll definitely have the problems with that. Later on, we'll not be able to achieve and we'll feel guilty about it. So my whole thing is, if you do that, you'll not be able to get there. So that's second. Now coming back with that kind of number, those two things, having a job and having a decent amount which is saved up for you, you'll be okay there. You'll be fine. You'll be able to save that much, and then when you come back, you'll not have any problem. Now, wishes, like how much you want to do, how more you can do, that is have no ending. You need to look at few factors. Like in my case, I was considering one factor. My daughter was 12-year old when I was coming back. Now, if suppose I want to save more money, like I want to save maybe like 1 crore, and imagine I can save 15 lakhs per year, and I go on saving that much money for like how many years I would take. It may take 6 to 7, 8, 9, 10 years, right? And then my daughter will be like 20, whatever. And then I will not be able to come back. So you need to look at this triangle, right? The triangle is like your age versus your kids' age they are in, and the money you want to save and come back. So you need to be very clear about those numbers. If you don't do that, I don't think so it's going to work out, and you'll have regrets, which I've seen some people have, because they saved enough, they had a target, they saved that much of money, but now their kids doesn't want to come back because of obvious reason. You don't want to push them also, because they're at the age where they want to live where they are right now. They build their friends there, everything is there. So my whole thing is, don't get into that kind of thing. So it's going to help you a lot. That's what I want to cover today, and hopefully that gives you a lot of insight into things, and hope you understand what I'm trying to get to. These numbers and everything looks really good on the paper, but in real life, the most important thing is your emotions. I feel that a lot of people say that if you take the decision with the emotion, you'll never be successful, or you'll always make the bad decisions. They're partially right according to me. If you don't have emotions in your decision making, then you're not human, basically, right? Humans are driven by the emotions. Only the machines can take the decision without emotions, right? So all the decisions you make have emotion inbuilt in, and you will be having those kind of emotions. So if you're emotional about it, you want to come back, sacrifice few dollars here and there, right? You can make that kind of money, maybe not equal, but you can make some in India also. If you have a decent paying job, and you can come back and do the same thing here, which you're doing there. Now, don't compare dollar versus rupees, because that's never going to be same. People say you will pay less in India and all those things. Expenses are less. I'm going to make another video maybe talking about these kind of things, right? So focus and have a goal. You want to come back. Focus on how much realistic goals, right? Like you want to lose a weight, so realistic goal. I will not, like some people say, I'll wake up at 4 a.m. and do something about it. It doesn't work out. You don't sleep early, then you cannot wake up at 4. Rather than choose a goal which fits your need, right? Wake up at 9 and go for a half an hour walk every day for 6 months. You probably lose some weight, control your diet. Same way goes with this thing. Have a realistic understanding of your goal, that you want to reach there with the consistency. So choose the number which is feasible to you. Now, having all these numbers, having all these things in a bank account, and coming back and not able to do things you want to do with your loved ones, you are coming back for a reason, it's not going to make you happy anyways. So my suggestion is, don't worry too much about it. Just decide some number, proceed with that, come back here, you'll be perfectly fine. Unless you're too much into looking the finances every single day, which I don't. So that's all about it. Now somebody asked a question that, am I financially all set, that's why I am back? God bless you if you think so. What other blessing I can have? If somebody thinks like that, I'm really appreciate that you have that blessing for me. I'm good, I'm comfortable. I need to work, that's why I'm in Bangalore. If I have the financial stability and I'm set for financially, I would never move to any other city than my hometown. It's obvious, most of the people would do that, right? I don't want to get too much into it, but every person have their own opinion. Set a goal. It sounds crazy, but set a goal. Don't worry too much about the things. I can try to clarify some of the question here and there. If you have it, please comment and we can go from there. And you'll be fine. I'm fine. I know a few people who moved back, they're fine. So you will be fine. And then world is open. If you don't like it, go back. So thank you very much for your time. I hope I added some value to your day and hope this makes some sense to you. If not, I'll try to clarify again. Thank you very much for your time. Have a nice day. Enjoy where you are. Thank you.